So uh, now, again, one of the things that I hate seeing is assumptions without recognizing any level of nuance.
Good morning, everyone. Hope you're all having a wonderful day today. Today, we're going to do a little bit of a quick response to the almost thoughtful and nuanced video put out by Ian over at Forgotten Weapons. He did specifically call me out in that video about some claims that he thinks I made, or something like that. A very interesting video. Now, to be clear, I like Ian, Forgotten Weapons, his channel. He does very good work. He's very knowledgeable about a wide variety of subjects, and you should go check out the video because the first 10 minutes of it are very good. The last 7 minutes are also very good. Unfortunately, comically, makes some claims of things that I said in that video that weren't actually said, and then he conflates and misses the point, and it keeps bringing up one specific thing while ignoring everything else, which is slightly comical given the title of his video that he chose to put out. So because of that, everybody's fair game, even if we like them. So we're going to have a little back and forth here.
So uh, now, again, one of the things that I hate seeing is assumptions without recognizing any level of nuance. So there was a video that came out. Focus Trip did a video talking about how the striker safety lever specifically was a part that had been changed in manufacturing process and was one of the responsible elements for this happening, according to this theory.
First little thing, I do want to stop it there. Everything so far is correct except for the theory part. It's not like my theory that came to me in a dream. It was it's from a source. And of course everything is allegations, he said, she said, but I do want to kind of start it off right there.
And the problem I have with that is it sounds plausible, but as explained in that video, and from what I saw, he just released a second video, a little bit longer take, but repeating this same claim that it was done because they changed that part from stamped to MIM. MIM is metal injection molding, and they did.
So I don't want to gloss over that because to give Ian some credit, there are technically two videos that I did on it. One of them is a 4-minute clip from a 2-hour live stream that I put up on the second channel. So that is one of the videos that I believe he is referencing, is this 4-minute video where it is my own words paraphrasing what I had heard. And in that video, I am not precise enough in my language. Again, this is during a 2-hour live stream. It's not like a dedicated video, but again, that's on me for not being precise enough with my language in that specific video. And if he was just going off of that, that would be fine to be okay. My bad, I misspoke. But then he references the full video that I put out yesterday. It's only 8 minutes long, and the claims that he is alleging that I said in the video just simply aren't true. And if he had listened to the first 90 seconds of the video, he would know that. And unfortunately, he didn't, or he had some sort of miscommunication or misunderstanding. And he put out his video and mentioned me in it. So I thought this will be fun. Back to the almost nuanced take.
So to save $30 a pistol. And that claim is completely ridiculous because...
Correct. Good, sir. But again, if we go back here to exactly, if we look at the transcript on the bottom right here, 59 seconds into the video, a whopping 60 seconds into the video, let's see what I actually said, or what my quote-unquote source came to me in a dream person actually said. The firing pin safety, that part was designed to be stamped. Someone in finance was like, hey, let's save $30 per pistol. Now, this fake person in finance doesn't actually exist. This is a expression by the source saying that somebody down the line was like, hey, let's save some money on the pistol. The dollar amount that he threw out in that little quip was $30. This is an expression. The fictitious person in finance does not actually exist. This is simply an expression by the source saying, hey, somebody in finance said, let's cut some corners on parts by going from this practice to this practice and having them shipped off overseas, allegedly, and we're going to save $30 per pistol. But again, this is just an expression from the source. This is not a hard dollar amount, right? Whether the actual dollar amount is $4.12 or $9.11, never forget, whatever it happens to be, that $30 number is not a real number. Like that fictitious person in finance is not a real person. It's just an expression, right? It's just an analogy. It's not meant to be taken perfectly literally, and that little section is what has gotten a lot of people hung up on. However, If you just go down quite literally a couple sentences, it goes on. So a bunch of parts that were designed to be stamped end up becoming MIMD, which includes the striker safety. So again, everybody just talks about the striker safety when it is clear. And if you watch the entire video, the source gets into multiple different claims of different parts that were designed to be stamped, but then later on get changed. And again, it's not just about MIMD versus stamped. It's about being made in America. It's about allegedly being shipped off overseas to India to get MIMD. So again, the actual dollar amount from the bunch of parts, not just the firing pin safety, that actual dollar amount, as I don't have access to the receipts of the individual costs of those parts, is obviously it's not $30. $30 is a very big number. That is an expression. That was just a number that was thrown out there like, hey, we're going to save some money on pistols. Obviously, the real dollar amount is going to be very, very low.
First off, that part is clearly a stamped, like that's supposed to be a stamped part. That's going to be cheaper to stamp than it is to MIM. Metal injection molding is for parts that you can't stamp because stamping's cheaper. Like stamping's a lot cheaper.
Again, but that is a kind of a misquote because it is not just about stamped versus MIMD. They were designed to be stamped. And then somewhere in the calculation, they decided it would be cheaper rather than to have them produced in America stamped. That there's some calculation that it is somehow cheaper to be made overseas in India with metal injection molding, right? And now I don't even have a problem with metal injection molding. As Ian states, there are many parts that are designed around that and that you can only make with metal injection molding. For instance, the firing pin sleeve or something in there is designed to be MIM. And again, if you watch the video, that's all in there. If Ian had simply watched the 8-minute video, or at least the first 90 seconds of it, we wouldn't even be sitting here doing this. But I digress.
I would be extremely surprised if that part was even close to a single dollar in cost as a stamped part. The idea that you would save money by changing it to metal injection molding is dumb. It's clearly not sensible. And frankly, it calls into question the manufacturer.
But again, he continues to gloss over the actual statements that were made in that video. It is not about a singular part, right? It's not about that one individual part. The startup costs allegedly cover a variety of parts within the gun. And again, there is some sort of calculation, the penny pinchers, the bean counters somehow figured out that they could save some dollar amount allegedly by shipping them over to India to have them MIMD and then bring them in boxes by the hundreds of thousands, which is lower quality. If you follow up on that quote within my video, I ask a follow-up question saying, hey, so what's the difference between stamping and MIMD in terms of safety and quality? And then again, the source within that video goes through some of the issues that can happen with the endo-MIMD parts, allegedly. And I have to say that quite often.
Manufacturing understanding of anyone who would make that claim. So when I first heard it, I assumed this is a typo, this is a flaw in communications. Like either the supposed secret source at SIG who said this misspoke, or Focus Trip misunderstood what he heard, or just typed it wrong, something.
So this is where the miscommunication happened. I believe what happened is Ian went off the 4-minute video, and that's all he watched, and that's all he understood. So that is what he's referencing. And he didn't actually listen to the first 90 seconds of the actual video that I put out. So while my language was not precise enough in that 4-minute clip, and that's on me, of course. I also, if you're going to quote my longer video or attempt to say that I recreate the exact same claims, which again, none of these claims are my own, to be clear. But if you had just watched the first 90 seconds of the video, you would know that the $30 number is not a real number. That is an expression. And also, it is not about a singular part, but a wide variety of parts. So why a lot of people get hung up on that $30 number or just that one individual parts without understanding the full context of that quote and the entire video and all of the allegations within is beyond me, and seems like they might be pulling water for people or brand defense or pretending to be nuanced and thoughtful just to be a contrarian like we've seen people do. Whatever it happens to be, it's up to them at that point.
That it would get, people would, if it was true, it would get fixed, because it ought to be more like 30 cents a pistol in cost reduction. Like,
and again, the $30 that they get hung up on is not a real number. and it is not about a specific part. And it's really not even about the cost reduction. It's about the quality reduction in going from how the parts were originally designed to be stamped to saving a couple pennies on parts by shipping them off to India and having them mimmed, right? That's the real problem. Nobody cares about the $30. Nobody really cares even about the cost reduction. What people do care about is the lower quality parts, allegedly, that are coming in and then getting put into people's pistols.
I don't know that the slide in the 320 costs $30. Like, this is not an expensive gun to make. That's how they got the contract for it for the Army.
Allegedly $180 per pistol. So it stands to reason, maybe, that since they are selling these pistols for such a low dollar amount to the US government and other places, that they would try to cut as many corners as possible. I think that makes logical sense to me.
Anyway, that that fundamental of a flaw in the theory has to call into question all the other elements of the theory. If this is what a person said, but one part of it clearly can't be true, then is the whole story true?
See, I actually completely disagree. Again, if you just read the transcript, listened to the video, you would understand that the $30 amount is an expression and it's not about a singular part. And I disagree with him that I would throw out the rest of the argumentation within that video anyways. For instance, in his video, just because he doesn't understand that first 90 seconds of the video, the first 10 minutes of his video are still quite good, and the last 7 minutes of his video are also quite good, and you should go check it out, right? I'm just going to poke fun in the little 2-minute section in the middle.
I don't know. The problem is, it still sounds very plausible to me that a failing in quality control or
and then we go back to complete agreement again, right? Whether the parts are made here for this dollar amount or that dollar amount, and the total savings was actually this dollar amount, those things are less important than the reduction in quality and quality control. That's the actual important part. And again, the last 7 minutes of his video, pretty good. Go ahead and check it out. But with all that out of the way, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. I will see you in the next one. God bless.
Quick thing, what is my relationship to SIG? I've had one in the past. SIG sent me a couple of guns, but they have given me some other guns. I'm actually about to go shoot Link's Brutality with both a P365 and a Flux Raider Legion from SIG, but they have given me some guns for free. So does that bias me to give them a blank check on something like this? No, it doesn't, but you'll, I guess, just have to take my word for that.